So today I'm going to take you step by step on how to sign up for the Public Investing app, and at the end I'm going to actually show you some tutorials so that way you can get started properly while using the app. Now when we go through this process, we're going to have it up here in real time so you can see everything when it comes through filling out all the information. Now I'll also have a link at the bottom of the show notes for you so that way you can use that link once you're done watching this video, so you can go ahead and get a free stock slice when signing up. You do need to use a link when doing so, but it does help support out my channel. Now what we're going to do is of course start with actually plugging in the link that we have at the bottom of the show notes. So you can see here it's truefinancials.com/public app. You do want to do this on a phone as there is no desktop version. So once we do that and click on go here, this is actually going to just automatically take us into the app store, whichever app store you have. So we're going to actually go ahead and click on get right over here. And this is again going to allow us to be able to get that free stock when signing up through this process. So now we're going to go ahead and have this app starting to download for us. And once it's downloaded, of course, we're going to click on the open sign right over here. And then it's going to take us right into the app to be able to start plugging in our information. So right over here, we're going to go ahead and click on the get started section at the very bottom right hand side. And here it's first and foremost going to ask for our phone number. So make sure you plug in the phone number you are currently using so that way everything can be connected properly. So once you go ahead and plug in your phone number, it is going to go ahead and send you that verification code like you saw. And now it's going to ask for your name. So we're going to plug in our name and then it's going to ask for a username. It could still also be your name, but this is kind of going to be just like any other kind of account where you're going to have a special username that you might have to have numbers with or some special characters. So now that you verified that the username is available for you, we're going to go ahead and click on the next button right over here. And it's going to ask for your email address and your password. So we're going to fill these things out and we're going to click on the next button. So on this page right over here, it's going to ask if you'd like to add a profile picture. If you don't want to, no problem. You can just go ahead and click on the next button. And then right over here, it's going to ask you to go ahead and start following people you might know. You can see myself on here. If you'd like to follow me at True Financials, you'll be able to see my investing journey on there. And if you want to, you can go ahead and click on the follow buttons and then the next one right after that at the bottom right hand. And right over here, it's going to ask you to claim your free stock slice. So you get a choice between some of these big brands. So for us here today, I kind of have to say we're probably going to go with maybe Shopify here. So we're going to click on Shopify and then we're going to go ahead and click on next. And it says that we're going to have some money invested into the stock for using that referral link. So here we're going to click on next. We're going to go ahead and continue over here for enabling investing. And then it's going to ask us some questions here when going through this process. So asking if we're a US citizen. And then right over here, it's going to have us to do a fast track for setting in the application, which we're going to have to enter in our driver's license information. Now you could enter it in manually or you can take photos. So for this example, we're actually going to go ahead and enter in our information manually here. And it's going to ask us for some private information. So just fill these out. This is required for any other type of investing platform you want to use. So nothing to fear here as far as information. You are safe to go when going through this process. Now this next section here is going to ask you some questions, but for the most part, most people will have this as pretty much none apply, but just make sure you are following through on these questions. If none of them apply, just go ahead and click on the bottom right hand side right there that says none apply. And then it's going to ask you about your employment status. So just make sure that you are going through and filling all this information out, just like you would when you're opening up a bank account or any other investing brokerage account. Now, right over here, it's going to ask for your mailing address. So just put in the mailing address for you. And then we're going to go ahead and click on the next button right over here. And then on this page right over here, it's going to ask for your legal first and last name. Once you do that, the next button will pop up. Now, this next section is going to ask for your social security number. Again, don't be afraid because this is a requirement when it comes to opening up any brokerage account with any firm. So you're always going to be asked this question. So just make sure you fill out the proper information. We're going to go ahead and click on next right after. All right, so this next section is the terms and conditions. So just make sure you're going through and reading through all of this right here. And once you do so, you can go ahead and click on the I agree on the bottom right hand side if you agree. This next section asks if you want to be notified on anything. You can either skip it or enable the notifications. And then we're going to go ahead and set up all of our stuff with the application. Sometimes this can take a little bit of time. It doesn't always happen instantaneously. So keep that in mind. It might take a few days for your application to be approved. So this next section is asking what are your investment goals. This doesn't actually change up the dynamic of your investing app, but it just helps kind of guide them to understand what type of investor you are. So you can type in growth or income, and it asks how much experience you actually have in the investing world, and then how much you actually have as an income. Again, standard questions that are asked when you open up any kind of brokerage account. And then right over here, it's going to ask for your net worth. and then also 2, total liquid assets. And then right over here, next up, it's gonna ask to make your very first deposit, so you can go ahead and start having money added into your account. So once you do that, you can click on deposit, so you can go through and link up your bank. Now you could either do it through the Plaid, which is the very top option, or you can connect it manually, which takes anywhere from 5 to 7 business days. Ideally, if you can, click on the bank link at the top so that way you can connect everything right away. And again, it's used through Plaid, which is a very popular service that helps you connect your banks instantaneously. And then that way you can get started with investing onto the Public Investing app. Now, again, make sure you use the link in the show notes down below so that way you can get your free stock when signing up with Public. But I also want you to check out my video right over here so you can learn how to buy your very first stock on the Public Investing app. My name is Dennis, and I will see you in that next video.